Okay, kitchen's ready. Ingredients are ready. Where's my cameraman? Where's my production team? That's right, don't have a production team or a cameraman. Let's just get on with it. Howdy folks. Here we are in the kitchen. Once again, Mrs. Littlejohn has gone and left me unsupervised. So, what to do with that little bit of good luck? Let's make beer. The beer we're specifically making today is the Imperial Dessert Stout. And our base today is this fella, Morgan's Dockside Stout. Yeah, it gets probably a little bit late in the season to be brewing a big stout, but I woke up yesterday morning and just woke up and just couldn't get the idea of sticking some Crunchies into a stout. So the idea plagued me for a little while yesterday morning, and it was still plaguing me when I went down to Woolworths to do some shopping. I took a quick stroll up the chocolate aisle and wouldn't you know it, Crunchies were on a half price sale. So, bingo. Idea turned into a real plan. So across the road I went to the Mitre 10, grabbed me some can, sat down and devised a beer. So what we're doing with this fella is I'm taking essentially what was the Amped Up Stout, which was the very first brew I did on Extravaganza, where I was really dressing the kits up, and that was the start of the progression to where we are now, where we're just doing, the dressed up and the improved kits, and not so much worrying about what the kit itself does. I've almost doubled the ingredients across the board. So taken what was a 4.7% beer based on the Mangrove Jack's Irish Stout, and I'm looking to bring this one up to somewhere around 9% ABV. Big, heavy, chewy, sweet, desserty type beer. So I've got a whack of stuff here. Before I get right into exactly what's here, just quick look at what we're doing at the moment. I've got 8 litres of water over here on the pot, coming up to 70 degrees for a grain steep, which I'm going to do before I do anything else. So what we got, that's obviously Morgan's Dockside Stout, 1 tin thereof. I've got, I haven't got my bloody recipe here, would have been good if I got it. Okay, got the sheet there. There's just a lot of things here to try to bloody remember off the top of the head. So let's just be sure, for those that are playing along at home. So Dockside Stout, I've got 2 kilos of dark dry malt, 1 kilo of light dry malt, this fella here, 1 kilo good old dextrose, necessary to keep some body down due to the high amount of unfermentables we're going to have in this brew. This is going to end up quite heavy as it is. That's just going to help get us into that higher ABV without being just absolutely too sweet and undrinkable. Grain wise, we have 500 grams of malted oats, 180 grams of chocolate wheat, 180 grams of medium crystal, and 80 grams of roast barley. And that's these fellas all here. And a nice little pretty layer, done for a bit of a fancy photo, but that's got to get milled up yet. We also have 240 grams of lactose. I wanted 300, but 240 grams is all I've got, so that's what we're going with. About 22 grams of topaz, that's all I had, 20 grams. So I put 20 grams in the original recipe. I've got about 23 grams in the pack I had left. So I'm going to use all that. That's some topaz. 50 grams of cacao powder. I wanted nibs, nibs was the first thought, was to do some toasted nibs, but I've got the powder there. So what, I'm not going to, why go and buy nibs when I've got the powder? So using that, and 10 of the Crunchie bars. We're having a laugh last night on the Facebook. There was a bit of a banter about actually how many of these Crunchie bars would make it into the brew. I did say there's probably a fair chance I might eat one. But we'll see how we go. So it'll be 9 or 10 of these in. We'll see when we get to it where we end up. Fermenting with USA 5. I've got one pack and I've got about 16 grams dry there. So all up it's going to be about 27 grams of USA 5. And the plan will be to get some Abbey yeast, Trappist yeast to finish this off. So I'll be ordering that today, and hopefully it'll turn up in time to finish this off. I think the USA 5 will get the job done, but I really like, it's just something I really like to do with my Imperials. Let it finish off with that Trappist yeast, just to make sure it gets a full attenuation once you start getting that high end. The USA 5 can start struggling once it gets up in that above sort of 9%. I don't know if we're actually going to get there. I may revise that depending on how the gravities run, but either way I will be ordering a yeast to do that today. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to steep some grains and get my tin in to some hot water soaking. That's a little while before I need that, we'll just get it happening anyway. So I'm going to go and mill the grains while this finishes coming to temp, and we'll come back and have a look at that happening. Okay, the water's at about 72 degrees, which I'm happy with. So I'll get this grain in. Now I'll turn the heat off under this. So I don't need to mash this. This is mainly just about colour. But we're going to sit in that sort of mashing temperature sort of area. Extract as much as we can. There's a little bit of sugars in that oats, so that's good. You see there, yeah, we're sitting on 68, that's nice. Lid on. Okay, and we're going to let that sit now for 20 minutes. Doesn't need to be any longer than that. So we're mainly looking just to extract the colour and the flavour out of those grains. We're not really looking to get too much fermentables out of those, so we don't need to go any longer than that. 20 minutes we'll should get most of, if not all, the available sugars out anyway. So we'll let that run 20 minutes and we'll come back and move on. Righto, now 20 minutes is up. We're going to drain this bag. The old fruit rack. And if I don't get the bloody bag right, I'm not going to get too bloody far. Righto. We just let that drain for a little bit while we get this coming to a boil. Righto. Once that comes to a boil, I'm going to throw my hops in. I'm going to pop them in a hop sock so they're not floating around loose, and I'm going to boil that for 15 minutes. So I'll come back once that boils most of the way through. We're at the point we start adding these things in. At the moment there's still 10 of them. One nibble on it, fill the vat. Hops will be boiling for 12 minutes. Get them out now. So I'm going to leave that boiling just for the moment while we get these crunchies in. Rid of that. Little extra litre of boiled water there just to bring this volume back up a little bit. Now, get these crunchy though. I meant to do this, but time got away from me a little bit. Anyway. I'm not crunchy for ages. Good stuff though. So I should have had this out done when it's broken up and ready to go, but hey, shit happens. So anyway, so I'm just going to get in, break them up and throw them in. And given how quickly our crunchy goes in your mouth when you eat it, I thought they would have broken down pretty quickly. I think we're going 9 crunchies in the brew. I think this one's for me. They're starting to break down. Turn that heat off. I'll get rid of that fan as well. That might make life a bit more comfortable for us. Not screaming in our ears. Okay. Looks like they're dissolved okay. All melded in. What does that taste like? I wonder what that tastes like. I don't know if we're going to be able to really taste it. I think there's going to be an awful lot of that's awfully roasty and intense from the grains. Yeah, you can taste it under there. So we'll get our malts in. Two kilo dark dry malt. Oh God, this smells good. Okay. 1 kilo light dry malt. Thick and luscious. 1 kilo dextrose. My friend, your friend, everybody's friend. Our 240 grams of lactose. Just in case it ain't sweet enough. Hopefully that's going to add some nice, that'll give us our dessert sweetness. 50 grams of cocoa powder. Cacao powder. That's bluey rich, I tell you. Right. And we'll get our tin of extract in there as well. I'm going to give that 5 minutes just to drain out of there nicely. While that's happening, I'm going to shuffle back to the garage. And we'll top up the fermenter out there. Last time, it's a big pot, I've got shit everywhere. I really don't want to muck around with that again. And it's easier to not have to lug the fermenter all the way out to the brewery. So I'll get that set up. I'll see you out there very shortly. Alright, we've manoeuvred out into the garage. Yeah, I've just had a crazy thought. As often happens, you know, there's a bit of sludge on top of this, but that's secondary. Bit of milk. Ah, nice with that chunk. Oh damn, that's rich. Yeah, there's a whack of sludge on the top of this, which is not completely to be unexpected. So I want to get, you can see there, it's coming off pretty easy because it's clinging together pretty well. So I'm happy enough with that. I mean, some of that will likely ferment out as we go. That was just a crazy thought. Damn rich and chewy, but we are going to water that down. So I've got 3 bottles here of water, just been sitting in the freezer getting a little bit colder. Because we can't put anything above about 55 degrees into these blow moulded fermenters or they bloody melt. Or seriously distort at the very least. So we'll get a few litres of good cold stuff in there to start with. See if we can get this in here without spilling it everywhere, which is my normal thing. I'm not going too badly. Oh no, I could be wrong. I can't see the other side of the pot properly. Probably should have done this down lower. But anyway. I thought there was a bit of sludge. It's just real thick. Get it all in. Oh yeah, we made a mess. We made a good mess. Anyway, that's nothing new for Little John. That is quite warm, so let's get some water in there. So I'm going to top this up to 23 litres. We'll go for a full-size batch. I'm going to call that 23 litres. Mainly because it is. Pretty much bang on. We'll give her a good mix, get a bit more oxygen in there. Yeah, looks like she's sitting around 32 degrees, 31. That's all right. I'll get the lid set up. We'll get that on, and we'll get a gravity reading. I'm going to have to take this back off to get yeast in, but at the moment I just want to get a gravity reading. Don't trust me refrac, so we'll just do it with a touch of gas. Tiny bit of pressure, and one quickie valve. And yeah, that's not like it. Happen there. Oh. I'll try to get the oh man, that's rich. Very rich. That's going to be some serious business right there. Let's see what we get here. Hey, she's standing attention, big time. I'm going to call that 1096. So the recipe calculations had 1088. I wasn't sure exactly where we were going to get with the Crunchies. But that's where we are. We've got 23. So 1094 starting gravity. At the 1088, I was looking for about 8.7%, I think. I'm looking at, we're probably looking at somewhere 1020, could be as high as a 1025 or even a 1028 finish realistically. I'd calculate on a 1022. The Amped Up finished at 1022, but there's going to be a lot more unfermentables in here. So if it does finish at 1020, let's say 1028, that's 60. That's 66 points. That's 1820. That's 8.6% ABV. So I would imagine we're going to finish at least there. So we're into the upper end of the 8s expected. So I'll pop this into the fridge get it down to around the 20-degree mark, I'll pop in our USO 5 and ferment at 18 degrees, and I'm going to ferment this under pressure just to try and keep this, the creosote under control. Not a massive amount of headroom in these things. We'll run it through and I'll come back now, an update on exactly where it finished, how the ferment went, and more importantly what it tastes like in, well, it's going to be 6 weeks, but hey folks, I've just realised as I was going through the intro of this video, I've claimed it as an extravaganza. That's not correct. I'm doing this brew as another of the Brewventure sort of series, where it's, you know, different beers, using stuff that's not completely normal or pushing things a little bit more than normal. It's not extravaganza as such. The video is dropping today at Brew Day, and we'll get a totally separate tasting video in about 6 weeks time. So just to clear it up, and so I can keep my extravaganza numbers running in the right sort of an order. Cheers guys.